speaking of spinning the block, if you ain't heard about this story, well, you already know. We're talking. There's a no bull tour going on in the land down under in Australia. Yeah, some Chicago Bulls from those '90s team. They decided to form a new group with Scottie Pippen as the lead singer, Horace Grant and Luke Longley as the backup, and I think they should call themselves the Salty Three. That's my name for this new group that Scottie has put together, the Salty Three. Now, if you hadn't heard, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Luke Longley, former Chicago Bulls, champions, by the way. Let me put that in there. They're champions. They have taken their show on the road in Australia. It kicked off Friday, and it's called the No Bull Tour, but Horace Grant calls it the No Bullshit Tour, which I get it. And so they're going to talk about their time with those Chicago Bulls championship teams. You know, Scottie was there for all 6. Horace Grant was there for the first 3, but he's a 4-time champ. He won 1 with the Lakers. And Luke Longley was there for 3, the last 3. And they're going to be talking about their time with the Bulls, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about the Last Dance documentary. Because if you don't know, Scottie Pippen was the biggest cheerleader of not liking the Last Dance documentary that Michael Jordan was the executive producer. It was dropped back in May of 2020. And after it came out, Scottie was like, you know what? That's a wrap. I'm gonna speak my piece. And then he will go on to write a book called Unguarded by Scottie Pippen that came out in November of 2021. And he just went in on his former teammate. And I'm assuming they were friends. I don't think they were ever friends now that I'm looking at the way Scottie's doing, Michael Jordan. So this tour, you got to buy a ticket to get in. They're answering questions. It's kind of like, you know, they taking questions from the fans, and they're going to tell some stories from those Chicago Bulls teams. Look, I'm just going to go and keep it funky. I already know what this is about. This is a Scottie Pippen money grab, and somehow he talked Horace Grant and the Luke Longley into do it. I think Luke Longley is just I just think he's along for the ride, you know. But Horace Grant, I know he's had some critical things to say about MJ, and we all know Scottie Pippen has had a whole lot to say. And a lot of it is straight is ludicrous, and I'm not talking about the rapper, but a lot of the things that he said about his former teammate Michael Jordan is ludicrous in my mind. But again, who am I to tell a man how to tell a story? But we all know that Scottie is very salty about Mike. Don't know where this all of a sudden it came from after the Last Dance. It's just interesting that prior to the Last Dance documentary, that Scottie never really said anything disparaging about Mike, but sound like to me this was always in him. This is just my observation. His relationship with Mike. He was wearing Air Jordans and all that in all this, you know, and now he's downplaying Mike's contribution to those championships. And if you've seen sound bites from Michael Jordan talk about Scottie, he always gave Scottie his praise. He always said that, you know, I probably wouldn't have won those 6 chips without Scottie Pippen. He was very important to that Chicago Bulls run. He was the Robin to his Batman, and that's true. And I'm trying to see, why is that such a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? You won 6 championships, and maybe you were, you know, the Robin to his Batman, but why is that a bad thing? I don't get Scottie Pippen. I don't get where he's coming from with that. But I just think he's a little salty. You know, that's all I can say. And I know it's going to be a lot of shade thrown at MJ. Toria says the Crybaby Tour, and they need to let it go and grow up. I totally agree, Miss Toria. But again, I'm not going to sit here and say that these guys don't have their own stories. You know, DJ Dwayne Juice says Pippen's ex getting with MJ's son may contribute to the Saltings. That is, but I don't know if you heard, DJ, they broke up. And I think everybody knew that was going to happen. I don't know if you heard, but yeah, Marcus Jordan and Scottie's ex, Larsa Pippen, they did break up. That happened sometime last week. And I'm like, who didn't see that coming? I knew that wasn't going to last. That was crazy anyway from the jump. So, yeah. So, again, back to Scottie, man, I think that dudes like him, man, you really have to be careful of who you call. You think that's your bro or your buddy, because a lot of times they can be jealous of you the whole time, and have all this pent up envy and stuff. And then and you think all is cool. Then next thing you know, they writing books, they going on their little media tours, saying negative things about you. And again, that's what it is. Right now, it's in Australia. Didn't say how long they were going to be on this tour or not. Then it may be coming over to the States, and I wonder I think it'll be interesting. I think a lot of people will probably want to go check it out just to hear what they got to say. I know Scottie is getting bashed by everybody in the media, sports media world, that is. Stephen A. Smith, he went on his tirade talking about Scottie. Other couple of sports media personalities had their take on it as well. Again, my take is I think Scottie is salty. I'm an MJ guy. Y'all, I think most people that know me, he's my GOAT. I did not say he was the GOAT. I'm speaking of MJ. I said he is my GOAT. And there's no debate that's going to change that. All this stuff that the Michael Jordan slander is on 10, I see, but that's not gonna keep him from being my GOAT. DJ Dwayne Juice says, me and you should go and sit in front row if they come to the U.S. I agree. We need to do that, Juice. We got to do that because our damn show will be there because I'll be a heckler. They'll probably throw me out because I'll be heckling them like a comedian. You feel me? Like those hecklers we at the comedy shows. They've been and threw me out, but I would have got my money's worth just being there. So we'll see what the no bullshit tour is going to be, and I think it's heavy. I think it's heavy on the bull and heavy on on shit as well. So we'll keep it at that.